click something.
It says broadcasting now.
Yeah, it's on now, but it made me click something different than I ain't clicked before. So I hope it's still on uh, YouTube at the moment. But yeah, Facebook and YouTube. So give me a minute to share this, and then we will get started.
There we go.
Hello, hello. I'm not sure who is watching. For those that are watching, hopefully y'all can see the title. I think it says something about is it real love or is it lust or is it real love? So give me 1 second to share this to my personal page and then we will get started. As it pertains to the title, you guys make sure y'all get y'all questions in for our guest. Y'all give her them hard questions, make her answer them. That's what she's here for. I do have questions on my own. I always create pre-questions just to keep the conversation going. But this broadcast is for y'all. So make sure y'all get the questions in to her, especially as a person who is married and in a relationship. Definitely pick her brain. Definitely pick her brain.
I like my brain to be picked. I love it. Okay, I'm waiting.
Me too. Look, respectfully. It's when they start getting disrespectful that I'll be like, all right, nah,
Say
calm
that
down.
happened so fast, quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me share. I'm sharing it to my page
Okay.
because I do see it on my timeline. Okay, I don't look ashy like I thought I did.
Okay.
Kid.
All right. So I am going to go ahead and get started until they pop in with their questions. Could you go ahead and just give us an introduction?
Well, hello guys. I'm Ciara Dillon. You can call me Mama C, Unicorn Nookie. I represent the Soul Baby brand. That's our brand. We cater to the couples. We like pretty much we do it all: music, um, art, herbs, counseling what you need. You want to talk, vent, everything. And more so, our brand is focusing and surrounded by love. Soul Baby brand is surrendering ourselves unto love. That's what the SOUL acronyms is for. So, holla at me.
Yeah, I should have put your Twitter information in the caption, but y'all, those who are watching her, you say no.
Uh-uh.
I be trying to shout people brand out in the
Oh yeah.
okay.
My
Well,
brand is not online just yet. I'm still in
okay,
the middle. I don't know if I want to be online
okay.
with you.
Well, your profile, your Facebook page is in the caption of the video. So whoever run across it, if y'all want more information about what she do with her brand, if you ain't already following her, tap that link in the profile in the caption of this video to contact her. So going on to the next, what made you choose this topic?
Because I don't think just as a generation as a whole, just everybody, just when it comes to love, it's like, what is love? Um, what does it look like? What does it feel like? How do you know that it's love? How do you know it's not love? Just we need a better understanding so we can better understand each other, so we can better love one another. And I feel like that's just what we're lacking.
Yeah.
Just loving each other just because, not romanticizing love. I feel like
Oh,
a lot of people just, when it comes to love, they just think about romance, and
yes.
it's more to love like than just romance, because love is, we're supposed to just be an example, a walking example of love. You're supposed to
Mhm.
love me whether you know me or not. And whether you agree with me or you don't agree with me. That's what
Freezes
love is.
up. Yeah, she freezes up. Just I'll continue the conversation until she pop back in, but don't click off if y'all loving the conversation. Don't click off if she frees up. We're gonna continue this thing on. I like that you said that because I was actually a guest on somebody else's podcast last night, and we were talking about that. We was like, it's just crazy how we have made love only be tailored to intimate relationships, and it's so much deeper than that.
It's
And
way.
we just bickering and fighting over intimate, and like you ain't even got the other type of love, the self love, the
Like, how do
platonic
you love
love.
your mama? How do you love yourself?
Yeah,
How do you love
yeah,
your granny? How do you love your neighbor?
definitely,
Like, it's
definitely.
more, is it goes deeper. And how you love those people then will be the reflection of how you loving me. Because
Yeah.
those are the people if you don't love nobody, those people you're supposed to love.
Hmm.
Like, you're supposed to love them. Your mama, your daddy, your sister, your cousin, like the people that you run with, your friends, how you treat,
Hmm.
all of that goes back into just ultimately how you love yourself, because how they treat you will be a reflection of how you love yourself. Like, if you
Hmm.
think somebody treating you wrong or doing you wrong or loving you the wrong way, you have to take a step back and ask yourself, how am I loving me?
Yeah, yeah. And I love how you just pointed that out because my brand, it says conquering relationships, but the thing about it is that's a what they call clickbait. That's a clickbait title, because if you really pay attention to my content, it's strictly, it ain't even necessarily all about intimate relationships. We talk about platonic, we talk about boundaries, accountability. None of that for real goes into intimate relationships until you get it first. So, it's the before things that
Yeah.
I focus on with the content. And then once you get that, that's when you're gonna be able to conquer them relationships. So I love how you just tapped into that because that's exactly
Yes,
my thought process.
people just don't want to do the work. Or they feel like, oh, I finally did leave him, and I finally did leave her, or I got away, and now I'm gonna just love on me, but
Mm-hmm.
don't really fully give themselves that time to learn themselves again,
Yeah.
to heal the process. So yes, you running into another person, and you steady wondering why you getting tricked, because you tricking yourself, like you making yourself feel like that you're over this person, or you're healed, or you loving on you because you when it got your hair and nails done, you bossed
Mm-hmm.
up and you look better physically and all of these things, but inside you're not ready. You're
Mm-hmm.
not loving on you on the inside. The outside, that don't even matter. It's about the inside. So if you're not really healing, cleansing, even just mentally detoxing, physically detoxing from that person, whether it's praying, whatever it is that you do to get over that person and work on you, you're gonna run into another person, and you keep feeling like, well, I keep getting the same person because you ain't done the work.
Yep, it's that detoxing that you said. I really love that because I believe healing is a forever process. So it's not just about one time where you go to the and we'll do what you say. We go get our hair done, our nails done, haircut, for the guys, or the nice clothes, cars, or whatever. You go do that, but you ain't worked on nothing internally. So yeah, you keep running into the same person in different bodies until you really focus on how to love yourself first, and then the others around you before you even think about an intimate relationship.
Yeah,
But
and even and I'll because just go on to piggyback off of that. Even for example, just in my own personal life, getting out of a toxic relationship and actually doing the work, and then getting into a relationship that challenges all the work that you've done. That's where you got to start questioning: is this love? Am I overstep? Am I letting somebody overstep my boundaries? Is this, and am I ready for this? But when you heal from those relationships and stuff, you won't know until you get into another relationship. Like,
absolutely, absolutely.
so then that's when you have to take accountability to look at the things that this person is putting you through or not putting you through, or whatever the case may be, and say,
Hmm.
hey, is this love? Is this person genuinely unconditional? Like, I don't think people know what unconditional love is.
Yeah.
People think, oh, I love you, but it's always, I love you, but don't dress like this. I love you, but don't go out. I love you, but don't be talking to your baby mama. I love you, but don't be looking over there at them girls. I love you if you do this. I love you if you do that.
Hmm.
Not I love you even if you don't do this.
Yeah.
I love you if you fuck up.
Yeah.
I love you if you make a mistake. I love you just because. And
Hmm.
it's not going to change because of whatever these situations or obstacles that come up.
Hmm.
That's when you know that, not saying, but everybody got their own boundaries now. Now, if you
Yeah.
telling the person, hey, don't smack my face or I'm leaving you, and then that person smack your face, now they testing your limits. Now you got to stand
Mhm.
on what you're going to stand
Gone.
on. You got to
Mhm.
stand on it. But
Yeah.
if it's something that you just really have to work through and communicate through, do it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Hey guys, I got my own questions for her, but anything she says or I say, and you guys got a question based off that, go ahead and put it in the chat. What does love
My thing freezing them now. I don't even.
is or should be?
Can you repeat the question?
What describe what love is or should be?
Ooh, I typed this out. Hold on, let me read what I said. Okay,
Cool.
so for me, I feel like, you got to say that because this is not the definition. I feel like true love means empathy. And if you don't know what empathy means, empathy is the ability to understand and share feelings of one another, being able to put yourself in their shoes and feel that. So I feel like true love means empathy and that it doesn't end when we get our feelings hurt or expectations disappointed. When you have finally met the right person, you'll find that they're always in your corner and they have compassion for you and try to see things from your point of view, even if it hurts them, even if it's I don't want to say crossing their boundaries because you got your boundaries, they got theirs. But even if it's new, because a lot of things when it comes to love is new, it's scary. And that feeling is what we run away from. That's when we self-sabotage. That's when we fuck up because we're not used to this. It's too good to be true.
Mhm.
We go digging, we go looking when it's all about ask yourself once go back again, how are you treating yourself, how are
Mhm.
you loving yourself, because the person that you're loving and you calling yourself in love with, they're a reflection of you at the end of the day. So if you feel like they're a liar, cheater, conniver, manipulator, go look in the mirror and say, hey, I'm a liar, cheater, and a manipulator. I'm everything that this person is. I can just look at them and point it out because it's easier for me to point out your flaws than it is to work on my sheet.
Oh, it definitely is. It's always easier for all of us, to point out what somebody else did versus what we did. And that's I think that's just a human trait in general. But you learn these things. I like what you just said. Like once you on your healing journey, we think, oh, I'm healing, I'm getting myself together, I ain't
I'm
putting
never
up
gonna
with
be
that
put in this
BS.
situation again.
Yeah, I ain't
Nobody's
putting up
better.
with it again. Okay, you don't know if that's true until you jump back into a relationship. And I'm gonna even say this because this is what I hate. I don't like the jumping relationship to relationship. You don't have to be in a relationship to know if you healed. You don't have to be in a relationship to know if you are not going through the previous thing. Dating. That will show you if you're ready to be in a relationship.
Yes,
Okay,
it
jump back out
will.
there on the dating scene. Don't fall in.
Because especially when you jump back, you kind of tend to have a type or a certain person you go to, and then if you really put in the work, you might go link with these people, and then you be like, man,
Yeah,
I
that's the old me. They don't fit no more.
ain't never coming over here again. This ain't it.
Mhm.
This is not for me. And you can
Mhm.
confidently walk away instead of just being wanting somebody to communicate with and want somebody just to have, and you just putting up with anything.
And that's the thing. And that is not love. That is not love. I want somebody so bad. I'm just gonna. I think with that we confuse the unconditional love part. So like that's a whole nother broadcast to like make because I think we be
Oh
like,
my
well,
God.
I love people unconditionally. I love my man
Or
unconditionally, but
the
he still
time,
did me wrong.
because half of the time it be the time they put in. Half these people who be saying this, they've been with this person since they were in the sixth grade, or they've been with this person since they were in the 12th grade, and now they 30 years old. But it's like really realistically, how much of that time were you happy?
Yeah.
Are you better? Or are you did you grow, or are you don't even know who you are anymore?
Mhm.
You lost yourself.
Yeah.
Like, is this relation like that's how you will know? Like, am I growing? If
Yeah.
you're not growing, then you're not loved. You're not being loved correctly.
Or if you
But
only there for the kids, you ain't in love. If you only there for the money, you ain't in love. Like
and,
there are different.
that stuff at this point, at this big grown age, we don't have to say that. And if you
There's
saying I'm with this person for the kids, you got to tell yourself these kids not gonna be kids forever.
nope.
These kids not gonna be kids forever. So then what? Then you just now you stuck half the time because now it feels like, oh well, we've been together 18 years or we've been together 25 years. This is all I know. But you've been unhappy for 25 years. You've been depressed for 25 years. You've been
Freezing up.
putting up with other women, other men for 25 years. It's like, at what expense? Like, are you willing to like go all out for love? Like, but if it's not love, it's not love. And that's the thing, it's not love. People think it's love. I can say I love you. I can say that. But love is an action. It's not really a feeling. It's an action. It's a doing. It's like a way of life. It's how you're supposed to be. You're supposed to love your mama. You're supposed to love the man that's delivering your meal.
I feel like you're going into my next question, but before I get to my next question, and that's good, girl, flow. I like y'all to flow, just flow, and what y'all gonna say,
Somebody
flow.
said they
I
believe.
know I'm gonna put that on the screen. I'm gonna put that on the screen because
Oh my
I was
goodness.
gonna go to my next question. Then I saw that and I was like, "Ooh, let me put that on there." Now, for whatever reason, it's showing a Facebook user. I don't know why it's not showing your name and profile picture. So sorry if we don't know who you are. But I appreciate the comment. But I'm gonna let her, since she's a guest, I'm gonna let her go first.
Unconditional love is not kept. It's because it's gonna start simply like this. It starts with your mama and your daddy. It starts with your mama and your daddy. If your mother and father didn't show you unconditional love, if you had to feel like you were proving yourself to your parents, you had to earn their love, you had to earn hugs, you had to earn affection, you will feel that way. That's where it comes with, I love you, but if you cheat on me, I don't. I love you, but if you come in after 4 o'clock, I don't. I love you if the bills are paid, but if you can't pay these bills, I don't. That's not what unconditional means. I love you no matter what. It's not cap. It's just, I feel like a lot of people haven't experienced that, and it starts with those first relationships in your life. And a lot of people have been let down by their mother and their father, equally together or one or the other, and that sets the tone for the relationships in your life, the type of love you seen your mama have, the type of love you seen your father give. All these things matter. And a lot of people have never really seen real love. You seen your auntie and your uncle together for 40 years, but you also know your uncle got a baby around the corner. You also know your granny and granddaddy been together for 50 years, but your granddaddy got two families in the same neighborhood.
And see, I think I wish I knew who that was, but I think I kind of see their drift on the drift on a unconditional love being capped. Um, it's definitely a real thing. It definitely should be happening, but I don't think we do it because they are right. Whoever that is, they are right. Like a lot of us are so still finding ourselves, or we never saw unconditional love growing up from parents, family, or whoever. So it's almost like we do love with conditions. And it's like that's a learning, a remolding, a breaking, and unlearning to relearn in order to get to the unconditional love. Because I do feel like we are a lot of us are loving with conditions because we don't truly know what true love is, true unconditional love is.
That's because a lot of us, when we're in love, we tend to be possessive. And people don't understand nobody is yours.
That's true.
Married, not married, single, not single, together for 1 year, together for 106 years. Nobody belongs to nobody. We're just enjoying these moments
Thank you
together.
for that comment too.
And these cars are
Yeah,
running.
you had froze for a minute, so I started back talking to the
So
people.
it's like people have to realize when it comes to love, true love, when you want it to be very unconditional, you have to be willing to be free, like free minded. Just understand this person does not belong to me. This person is an individual. They have their own life, they have their own goals, they have their own dreams, they have their own feelings. If this person decides to wake up today, and I'm telling you I love you every single day, but if they decide to wake up and say, you know what, I can't do this anymore, that's their own personal journey, their own personal space, and you're left to heal yourself. They're not responsible for your feelings after that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like people just don't want to let go. Oh, we've been together 5 years, you're mine. I got you're mine. No, it don't work that way. And that's why
It's
I
the
feel like,
it's
oh
the
my God.
possessiveness that you talked about. It's definitely, and that's what we get it confused that, and it start going over into my next question that I'm going to ask you in a minute. But that was Swanee. So he's another life coach. Another life coach, really, really dope. So he was agreeing with you. He said he was agreeing with you 100%. He was just saying it's capped, as in a lot of people these days they don't love conditionally. That's not how we operate. So he was agreeing with you wholeheartedly
I agree with Cozy and I agree with Swanee.
Mm. So Cozy, so here's gonna be too long to put on the screen, but
I can see it. I can see all of it.
so for the viewers, Cozy said unconditional love means you have an understanding of things not always being perfect in looks, language, decision making, lifestyle, location, etc. And it's set in stone. It's accepted. It's love surrounding all the changes outside of horrific behavior. I feel like I just read that all weird, but hopefully y'all
I get what he's saying.
understood it.
I get
Yeah.
what he's saying, and that's where a lot of people, they can't get to that unconditional love because the love was already based on conditions from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
When
From
you
the
met
beginning.
when you met this person, you already had the ill intentions to either I'm with this person for the money, I'm with this
Mm-hmm.
person for the looks, I'm with this person for whatever reason besides other than I'm with this person because I love them. And I love them the day I met them because I felt something in them that attracted me to them or whatever the case may be. Sometimes you feel that magnetic attraction. So
Mm-hmm.
from day one, it's unconditional. I know you human. I know you fuck up. You want to know why? Because I'm human and I fuck up, and I'm gonna hold myself accountable. But when I fuck up and when you fuck up, I don't want it to be like, oh, when I fuck up, oh, it's no big deal or whatever. And when you fuck up,
Right.
it's a big deal. No, because
Right.
shit happens. Life happens.
Right. Right. Going on to the next one. Oh, that is not what they say. Do you believe we confuse love with lust at times?
All the time.
All the time.
All the time. Literally all the time. Like
Mm-hmm.
and that's the next topic when I said I already had the topic for
Okay.
like hypersexuality. Like people are so hypersexual and they
Woo.
think it's cute and they think it's normal when baby that just me being who I am and what I study and working on being a life coach, you fucked up in the head. You got some shit you need to heal from. If you
Mm-hmm.
think popping your pussy and slinging dick is the way, excuse me, Mark, if I can't say that stuff or anybody else. Like
Mike better chill out. It's
if
my
you
platform.
think that's how you're going to like, no, that's why it's so many baby mamas. That's and me being just one. Like growing up, I'm a victim of
Talk
sexual
your
assault.
talk.
So I was a hypersexual teenager. And the only way God set me down was with the baby. So I just had to realize this is a baby that you
Mm-hmm.
have with a person that you was just humping on. You don't know his mama name.
Mm-hmm. And we still at 30s,
And
40s. We
and
still
and
doing that.
and it took for me because, like I said, I was sexually assaulted. So by me healing from that and being young minded and know, I healed my trauma with more trauma bonding with people,
Mm-hmm.
creating just sexual energy that I needed to detox and heal from. But
Mm-hmm.
I was dealing with the wrong people because my self-esteem, because of the things that happened to me and just how I felt about myself, led
Right.
me to mess with these type of people who didn't
Right.
honor sex. Like now that I'm 30 and I'm married, sex is sacred. Like it is, I understand why it's sacred. And I understand why you shouldn't be doing what you be doing. I think I'm skipping or breaking up. Let me see. Let me
Think
see.
we trick ourselves and we lie to ourselves. Well, I'm wrong. What's wrong with it? Okay. There's nothing wrong with you having sex with who you want to have sex with because you're grown. You're absolutely right. But think about the effects of it. Think about the deeper meaning of it. Like you're just having sex because you're grown, but you're creating trauma bonds, you're creating soul ties. And then you wonder why. And I say this all the time because women are more emotional. And I don't believe we're built to do that, to just throw open our legs all
Every
the time.
time a man leaves his semen in a woman, he's leaving his DNA inside of her, and that DNA stays inside of her.
Mhm.
That energy, his life force, that's his life force. That's what he create life with inside of you. So every time he leave that in you, that's one man. He got energy of other people inside of him. So you steady having sex with this man, he bringing you problems, babies, STDs, and all this, and you wondering why you sad, miserable, depressed, don't know left from right, don't know you hiding in the house, you wearing baggy clothes because you just lost because you dealing with everybody too.
Mhm.
You dealing
Yeah.
with him and his baggage, you and your baggage from whatever you've been through.
And that's why I don't agree with the whole women can do what men can do. We cannot. because we're emotionally tied to a lot of things. And not only that,
And
exactly what
men
you just
shouldn't be
said.
doing it. Men shouldn't be
And
doing
they
it
shouldn't be
at
doing
all.
it either.
That's the
They
fact.
should,
That's the thing. Men think it's okay because I'm a man and we
mm-hmm.
normalize it. But you shouldn't be having sex with just anybody. You should be treating your semen and your life force the same way you telling me I should, because we gotta put this shit together to create.
Mm-hmm.
It makes
And
something.
see, they weren't taught that. You know what I'm saying? So the norm is, and not saying it's right, the norm is that's what they do, right? But on an emotional scale is why I say, even if say that's not normal, we didn't make it normal. Even on an emotional scale, if a woman knows herself, you will know I cannot let everybody enter me. Because emotionally, even if I say, oh nah, I'm just doing this, I don't want to be with you. Emotionally, when that man leaves and you see him with another female, you start getting triggered. But why are you triggered when you just said we ain't together? This
That's
a
just
one
a
night stand.
coping mechanism. That's just to make them feel. That's just like the same as um I'm the mama and the daddy. No, you're not. Like, no, you're not. Like,
Yeah.
like you can tell yourself, you can say that out your mouth that it doesn't affect you, but it's affecting you. If it's not physically affecting you, it's spiritually and mentally affecting you.
It's spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. And he said men carry around souls in their semen. So it goes back to what you said. And I'm thinking about, it's a sermon I was listening to. Um, he's passed away, but he said like women are incubators. So you bring the seed to us and we incubate that thing. So it just goes back to what you said and what P just said. So men are putting into us everything that they picked up from somebody else. And that's why we
And
when we see a dude.
not even just from other people. That man go through stuff by himself. Whatever, he got stuff
Exactly.
that he already going through.
Exactly.
So to add that, and if he's having sex with two or three other women, you don't know
Exactly.
who they having sex with. It's
Exactly.
just a cycle.
Hmm.
And at this big old age, you would think people would honor it more, but sex sells.
Yeah. And we going to talk. It's all sex sales. Sex sells more than what we're talking about. So it's almost like, yeah, people are going with the flow of sex sales because people don't have these conversations.
Wani, I'm gonna answer that question when she get done talking.
I'm gonna go ahead and put it on. So he said, I don't know if y'all follow Goddess. Wait, hold on. Six the Goddess. Is that, you know who that is? Okay, I don't know if y'all follow Six the Goddess on YouTube. I don't. But she mentioned how women carry the burden of sexual encounters. How do you feel about that? I'm gonna let you answer.
I will answer because that is my expertise. I am a certified yoni practitioner. I steam those demons out of those pussies, ladies. That is what I do. But I'm just playing. But seriously, it's true. We carry the burden of, this just goes back to the energy. That energy does not die. It just transfers. It never dies. It just transfers. So as when it comes to sex, sex is equated to, if or however people take it, sex is equivalent to the portal of heaven opening up. It's like close to childbirth, death, whatever you want to experience. Like, that is how magical and powerful sex is. You're opening the portal of heaven to create. You're putting the seed in there to create energy, whether you saying you're going to make a baby or whether you guys are going to decide to manifest together. That is what sex is for. Like in a marriage, you would say, hey honey, you want a new car? I want a new car. So we're going to manifest. We're going to say some affirmations. We're going to have some sacred sex, and we're going to shoot that message up to God, because that's when heaven gates are open. When you have an orgasm, that seconds though, that's why it's so powerful. You can't just waste it on anybody. But if you eating bad, watching porn, having sex with a bunch of women, depressed, popping pills, drinking alcohol, not only are you got bad energy, you just got low vibrations, and
Yeah.
you're pouring that into someone. You're
Mhm.
literally pouring it, leaving it in somebody. Whether a baby is created or not, is there. It sticks into her DNA. Your DNA is part of her DNA.
Mhm.
So back to what I said, yoni steaming, it helps clear the vaginal canal. It physically and spiritually detoxes the energy from your womb and the energy of trauma, sexual assault, exes, whatever the case may be.
Mhm.
And also while tightening and toning And if you have any cancer, fibroids, it heals all those things as well. So that is what I do as a business. That's who I am. I'm a professional yoni steamer. So I help women heal and unpack that trauma from their womb space, because we carry all trauma in our womb, whether it was trauma from when you were 5 and your best friend got shot on the school bus or whatever the case may be. We carry all of that in our womb. It stores there. And then sometimes for women, it turns into fibroids, it turns into cysts, it turns into infertility. Physically, that emotion physically manifests into a dis-ease because you're uneasy. You're a dis-ease just means you're dis-ease. So when you carry that for so long, it turns into a physical disease.
Yeah, and
So
see,
we do carry the burden. It is all mental,
it's
but
it's mental too.
you are what you think. So if it's all in your head and you know you messing with these type of people, you know you low, you vibrating low, you got to do something about it.
That was a Pepsi I was drinking too. Talking about, is that a Bud Light? don't don't do me like that. So going on to the next one. Do you think being in love with the person is different from saying I love you?
I'm gonna be honest, that's just some dumb. That is dumb. Like I've been one of those people that you gotta say I love you. Being in love and loving a person, I don't know why we try to separate the two and try to make it into two different things. Love is love. Like that's just like saying we together but we not together.
Mm-hmm.
Like is either you in it or you not. Either it's love or it's not. Like is no halfway in, halfway out. Like we almost in love, or we all no. It's either this is love or it's not love. No matter how we dress it up, make it look, matching outfits, getting married, uh, buying me gifts every day, whatever the case may be. If it's not true, genuine love, that will be felt.
And I was just gonna say, if you with somebody, and this is strictly on an intimate level, if you're with somebody and you got to question if they're in love with you because they only say I love you, then something is wrong with that bond. And you need to take a step back and evaluate, because if it's true love, if y'all both are mutually on the same playing field with each other, then it don't matter how they say it. You know it's love. I can say love you and leave the I out there. You still gonna know it's love. Like you wouldn't question it. But the fact that you are questioning it tells you that it's a glitch there somewhere in whatever it is y'all got going on. Um, so one of our commenters, P, he said, "I'm a firm believer you cannot be in love with someone unless they're in love with you." Uh,
I mean, same. I feel like there's just same difference. It's like the same. It's the same thing we're saying. Just like it's either it is or it's not. I can't be in love with you if you're not in love with me. How am I loving you if you're not loving me? Does that make sense? That's just
yeah.
my perspective.
So I think for me, I see it differently. Like I understand what both of you guys are saying. To me, what you guys are saying, this just to me, is that it cannot be healthy or fruitful if we're not in love together. But when I see what he's saying, to me, I would say yes, you can be in love with somebody that's not in love with you. And because being in love with somebody doesn't have anything to do with them, it has something to do with you. Your feelings, like,
I agree with that. I will agree
so
with
I
that.
can be in love with somebody and they not be in love with me. But for what you guys, I think you guys are talking about, in order for something to be healthy and fruitful, yes, you got to be in love with somebody that's in love with you too. So I think that's the way I heard it or saw it. So
I agree. I will agree.
uh, y'all get y'all questions in. We got about 10, maybe 15 more minutes, and then we will get up on out of here. Y'all bring her some more questions.
I want some
Get them
more
into her.
questions.
So, do you think men and women love the same or differently?
We love differently. Like the best way I can explain it, hold on. The best way I can explain it is like this. We know and we've heard about yin and yang. And when it comes to yin and yang, people kind of tend to put yin and yang as man and woman or woman and man. when the yin and yang is a circle, it's halfway, half yin, half yang. It's not divided. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It is divided, but it's for a whole. It's not you're one side and I'm the other side. It's I'm the whole. I have the same attributes as you, but I'm more nurturing than a man. Naturally, a woman is more nurturing than a man. So our
Right.
emotional intelligence is going to just be more on point than a man. Not saying a man can't be emotionally intelligent,
Mhm.
but it's just going to come off different. Naturally, a man is stronger than a woman. So a woman naturally, not saying it's not some women stronger than men, but naturally, that's just something. So when it comes to love, everybody loves differently.
Yeah.
You're not gonna
I,
you're not gonna love your man the way you love your brother.
mhm.
I love y'all, but I don't love y'all the same way. I
Mhm.
don't show y'all the love that I have for y'all in the same way.
Yeah. I would have to agree with Cozy. And I want you to
Okay.
kind of tackle that. Just your thoughts on that. He said women love like a fairy tale, men love like reality. What do you think on that?
It all depends on what the fairy tale is to that woman. Like reality is, I think sometimes I don't know what Cozy mean as reality, but I'll just take it as what my interpretation of it is.
Mhm.
When it comes to men, men feel like tough love, harden up, stop being so soft. But that's who I am. I'm a soft woman. I'm emotional. That's just who I am. And men feel like men are just supposed to do things. Men are just supposed to be this way. Men are supposed to, I don't know, be so straight to the point and hard and rugged. And it that don't mean it's not right or wrong, but love people the way they want to be loved.
Mhm. Um, I wish I can get him on the screen to kind of explain that a little more of what he actually mean because I don't want to say he's meaning something that he's not meaning,
I
but
mean,
just
I
going off the
understand what he's
post.
saying because, say for instance, the movie. They say women want romance like what we see in the movie. Fa- Candlelit dinner, a man stopping the traffic and putting the roses in the sky. And I mean, every woman wants something. It doesn't have to be exactly that, but every woman wants to be showered with some type of love and affection from their man. But that's all about also that couple and what they like and how that person wants to be loved.
Just going based off his some of the posts I've seen him make, I think partially what he's saying with the comment he just made is that it almost seems like women want the like the Disney type love. So they want the Disney fairy tale and they don't realize that it's not that it's not a Disney world that we're living in. Like women have to bring something to the table. Like you got to he can't just pamper you or just be your king. You have to be his queen. You also got to pamper him. Like we live in a reality now, everything is going up. So it's like, okay, men aren't no longer just the sole providers. Women, you have to dish some finances out. So it's almost like women like, oh no, back, well, this is what men are supposed to do. Like that's the fairy tale. We've moved generations.
Well, I can speak personally in my own space because I am a married, I am a stay-at-home wife, mother, homemaker, whatever the case may be. And I see now how, yes, two incomes, I guess two people going out the house, working a job, paying the bills, providing school. But me being a stay-at-home wife and mother, I make money from in the crib. So
Mhm.
also, I can't be out doing 8 to 10 hours a day with you, and somebody still got to cook, clean, take care of the kids, do the laundry, do everything around the house. Because most of the time, for us, this is why a lot of women don't want to stay at home anymore. Is because men feel like if I come home and pay all the bills, food better be clean, kitchen better be clean. I want sex as soon as I walk in the door. I want this, that, and the third. They have expectations because they feel like you have to be financially compensating something when you don't really know. Men don't really know how much it takes to run a household because even if a woman got a job, she's still gonna come home and handle that. Most women, not
Mhm.
saying all men
Right.
don't help out or do, gender roles or whatever it is. But most men, they feel like, and I see it on the timeline all the time. If I'm paying